All right, I think I'm live. We'll find out here in just a second. Bring up my live chat here. All right. Hey guys, I don't think there's anybody in here yet, but I'm just gonna say hey because this is my first live stream and I don't know what to do. All right, I gotta do some adjustments here. Just a sec. 0 watching. Good start. All right, here we go. Cool. Hey Rye, what's up, Shane? And hey Grandma Jan, what's up? Hey Leslie. Hey everybody, so I turned on the Facebook version just to push people from Facebook over to my actual YouTube. Yeah. Okay, if you aren't or if you're wondering over there on YouTube, I've got people on Facebook as well just to push them over to you guys. But people in Facebook, go over to my YouTube channel. So go to Jimmy's Nerdy Journey on YouTube, and you can watch the actual video on YouTube because that's where the actual story is going to be presented and stuff, so you can see it. But thanks for popping in here, you guys. Oops, I can still see the play button. There we go. That's awkward. Hey, we got 2. All right, there we go. We got somebody in here. Hey, how's it going? You hooey. I like that name. That's fun. You hooey. Tisha. Yeah, you're not late. It started at 8, as in like a minute and a half ago. So I'm kind of just giving probably the first 5 minutes for people to roll on in here. So I've got a few people, so I'm not just talking to, you know, like 2 people or just you and me basically. So just a couple minutes here and we'll start getting into the whole idea of this thing. I'll probably start by explaining, hey Kels, and Hannah. Oh my gosh, there's so many people in there. Hey guys, if you're on Facebook, just letting you know, head over to my YouTube channel because that's where the actual video is happening. And that's where like the story, I've got the story on screen and stuff like that I'm going to read to you guys and talk about tonight. I think I'm going to be talking first about, I don't think that my intro video was quite clear enough. So I'm going to clear up some, basically just tell you guys exactly what this channel is actually going to be, because it's kind of random and weird, but it's just going to be fun because it's just going to be me telling you guys ideas and stories that I have, and then basically like some of them are super far along and some of them are we're just starting, or I totally want to come up with from the ground up with you guys. So literally we're just going to start where the first one I've picked is one of my Angry Birds stories, and I'm excited to start this one with you guys. This one's pretty close to being done, so I'm going to kind of read through it with you guys tonight, and then we're going to decide. I've got a couple things noted that I want to fix and change, but like generally I just want your guys' feedback on it and what you guys like, what you don't like, what things we could change, and just ways that we can improve this thing. So, because I really want to take each one of these stories and get it from where I've got it now to literally eventually turning these things into feature-length shorts and feature-length films. So that's the ultimate goal at some point, obviously, but not quite yet. I wonder if I can see chat. Hey, Tisha. So there is chat in the Facebook one too. This is cool. I've never Facebook lived. All right, so we got 4 people in YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. We got 4 on Facebook. This is cool. Yeah, so like I said, about a minute and a half here, guys, and I'll start talking about exactly what we're going to be doing here tonight. Just give me a few minutes here. Yo, there's the Hound and the Fox. What up, girl? and Guy, both of you. I am doing super good, you hooey. This is the first official live stream for the channel, so I'm really nervous and really excited. But I'm starting with kind of a fun story for you guys, so it should be pretty chill. Hey guys in the Facebook live stream, what's up? I'm just letting all you guys know, so if you guys can, go over to the main streams actually happening on YouTube. I'll leave this on so you guys can hear me. If you guys want to just stay on Facebook, you can, but you'll actually be able to see the story if you head over to YouTube. So my YouTube channel is the Jimmy's Nerdy Journey on YouTube, and you can just start watching my live stream. What's up, Liz? All right, we got 5 of you in here. Hey, Sherry, welcome back. Thanks for being here again. So something funny. So Sherry, I actually did like a test live stream. I think what day was that on, Sherry? Was that last Thursday or Saturday? I can't remember. It was a couple days ago, but I did a test live stream just to get all the kinks ironed out here and see how this thing all looked together. And she was actually in here for that and helped me troubleshoot some things. Does everything sound good on YouTube? Is the audio clear and clean and everything? And is the video acting right? I know that my border is glitching out occasionally, and that's because I'm still figuring out how to do this correctly. I have that playing as like a video loop, and I need to put it in as an actual picture, so details. You gotta have some issues with the first stream. So these are gonna be an hour long, you guys. I'm gonna start at 5 minutes. It's already 5 minutes, so I'm gonna be starting. So basically these streams, I'm gonna do them hopefully a couple times a week. My goal is to do this 3 days a week at least. Like, I don't know exactly the days yet. I'll figure out what works best for my schedule and just in life in general, but 3 hour-long streams a week. So down here, right there, this is my experience bar, and over the course of this hour, that's going to fill up based on the experience that I get, and at the end, I will level up, and that'll signify the end of the first video and the first hour of experience that I've gained. So yeah, so we have that much time to get this all figured out. I think I'm going to start explaining this thing now. So cool. All right, you guys. So basic concept, I'm just going to run over this all with you guys for those of you who don't really know specifically what my channel is going to be. So obviously a lot of you guys probably know that I do historically I've done a lot of music videos and just filmmaking in general, but I haven't done a lot of my own narrative stories and just concepts that have come up and arisen over time, and I want to start putting those out into the world because there's so many of them that I have backed up. So some of them, like I said, are very far along, and the one I'm giving you guys tonight is one of the most far along, which is why I chose it, because I wanted to get into this thing, you know, show you guys kind of some ideas that I've had. And this one's a little cheesier and sillier than a lot of some of the other ones that you guys will see, but I thought that it was a fun place to start. So basically, this first series, I was going to call, it's a spin-off of Angry Birds. So my whole concept for the first wave of stories that you guys are going to hear are video games in real life. And my plan is to take specifically characters from video games that are not human or non-human characters in video games, like Angry Birds, or, well, Zelda's kind of one, but I took Zelda anyway. And then I'll do like Kirby, and I have a Pac-Man one, all kinds of stuff. So tons of ideas that I'll lay out, but I basically take those characters and make them human and then put them into the real world, basically. And that's kind of the thing, is then I take aspects of their video game stories and I spin them into a totally new story in the real world and see what comes out of it. And some of them have almost nothing to do with the actual video games, except for little hints here and there. That basically my goal was to make these exciting and presentable for anybody, people who don't play video games and people who love video games. The people who love video games and know these would probably get the most out of it, because they'd be like, wow, this is like really, this is definitely Zelda. Like that, this has got to be Zelda. But also, the goal is to make it not totally obvious that it's Zelda. Like, he's not going to be like a guy in a green hat and a green, you know, little tunic and a sword. He's just like a normal guy, and I won't get into that one. But this one specifically, I'm just, I'm so nervous. This is so funny. So the first story, like I said, is it's a series of 4. This is the first one, and it's my Angry Birds story. And I think the basic running title that I got right now is going to be Angry Old Birds, because I turned the birds became, they're basically moms, and each of them, basically they all meet up, they're all best friends, they meet up, they chat, have a good time, and then one of them ends up tangenting off into a story about some shenanigans that their kids got into, and they all have kids ranging in age from, you know, like 5th graders all the way up till high school. So this first one is about the yellow bird, and she is, let's see, okay, so I've got, basically she has a high school daughter, and her high school daughter, the whole general story is that her high school daughter is basically meeting up with a boy and making up a story to her mom saying she's actually going to go hang out with her friends, when really she's going to hang out with this boy. It doesn't exactly go how she was hoping it would, and the mom intervenes. So it's really fun because it starts off pretty normal and mundane and basic, and there's just little hints here and there of like some, you know, something different's going to happen, and in the end, the mom ends up having it's kind of like a Scott, I don't know if anybody in there has seen Scott Pilgrim, but it's going to be very similar in style to that, like everything about it visually and stylistically, like literally the mom ends up kind of having powers just like the Angry Birds do. Like the yellow bird specifically, it has the like speed boost from the games, so she naturally is kind of like the Flash of this story, and she has super speed and insanely fast reflexes and stuff, so that's where this is going to end up going. Getting a lot of, what's up, Facebook people? Yeah, so, oh, cool, you posted the link. That was super, thanks, Gary. Sorry, checking in with my Facebook fools. Okay, cool. So I think I'll just like read this to you guys and go over it. Hopefully it won't take too long, but so basically every one of these stories, all 4 of the first ones that I have, open up and all 4 of the women are hanging out together in some scene. And since this, I feel like since it's Angry Birds, it might, I was sort of trying to make it a little bit aimed toward younger, like you know, high school, young teens. It could be, it's fun, but also has some fun adult humor in there mixed in. But so of course it's going to start in a bathroom. Like where else would it start? Because that's just comedy gold. Anything in the bathroom is funny, right? So, so the scene opens up over the title, and we hear just voices. It's black with the title, and they're catching up on what sounds to be an echoey space. So we hard cut in and into a camera's low to the floor shot, 4 bathroom stalls, and you see 4 women's feet. Each of them have a different colored shoe. So you've got a yellow, blue, black, and red in each of their respective windows. So the dialogue is happening, and all you're seeing, instead of seeing their face talking, you're just seeing their feet talking. So I kind of leave it a mystery as to like really what they look like and what's going on with each of the characters until you actually see each individual one in their respective stories. So let's see. Sorry, I'm going to check on some. It's going to be hard for me to I want to check into the comments and stuff. The best HV. Hey, Donna. Oh, she's so cool. I'm so glad you're here. That's so cool. Thank you so much for everybody in Facebook and everybody on YouTube who's here right now. This is super exciting for me. Yeah, I know, Victoria. I'm sorry. You don't have to stick around for the whole time. I'm really sorry. Like, literally, you guys obviously feel free to leave whenever you want. I just want you guys to be a part of anything that you want. If you come in and you hear something that you're like, oh, I have an idea, then just go ahead and throw it out there. So right now, like I said, I'm just going to continue reading the story for you guys, and I'll try to check in on the comments. You guys can hear me all right on Facebook, yeah? Everything's good audio-wise? I'm just want to make sure. Hey, Matt and Margaret. I look like my daddy. Yeah, I know. That's okay. I can take that. He's a good-looking dude. Okay, sorry. I'm going to get back into this, you guys. I really hope that we have good audio on YouTube, because I don't know if I've got a confirmation yet. We have audio on YouTube. Can somebody give me like a yes or anything? That would be spectacular. Hang on, I'm going to type into this, you guys. Just one sec. Good audio here. Yes. Okay, cool. Thanks, Rye. Or Ken's. The Hound and the Fox in general, thank you. Okay, cool. So we're in the bathroom, 4 stalls. We see our 4 characters and the description of each of these so you can kind of get an idea. So the Bluebird speaks like a Valley Girl, but is actually super intelligent and kind of has, like, I kind of picture her sounding a little bit and talking like Gretchen Wieners from Mean Girls, as weird as that is. It's very specific, but she's just a tiny little Korean beanpole. And she's wearing little blue flats, so you see little blue flats. The Yellow Bird is a total goody two-shoes, health and fitness nut, total yoga girl. She's tall and skinny with big hips and has she's pretty oblivious and ditzy. The Red Bird is a stay-at-home mom, quilts and cans everything, and could bake her way out of a hostage situation, and is always distracted and on her phone, and she was definitely a party girl in high school. So I don't know why that's relevant, but... and then the Blackbird doesn't put up with anyone's crap. She's a strong black woman, plus size, but embraces and loves it. So here we go. Here's the initial dialogue scene in the bathroom there. So Yellow says, "Is it just me, or does it always seem like your kids are annoyed when they text?" And the Blue says, "Oh my god, I thought I was the only one." Red, "Weird. Mine always says that about me." Black says, "Nope, my boy knows better than to sass his mama." Blue, "She can't help it. She's 15. Red, "Yeah, when I was that age, I hated my mom." Black, "Yep, can't fight hormones." Yellow, "Maybe I can try the Facebook." And then Blue says very matter-of-factly, "Facebook isn't a thing anymore." Then Black says, absolutely appalled, "Since when?" Red, "I think they're all on the chat snap now, or whatever it's called." Blue very quickly answers, "It's Snapchat." Back to a silent shot of Red's shoes. She's silently annoyed at Blue for correcting her. Yellow, is that the one where you talk with photos?" Black, "Wait, no, back up. Since when is Facebook not a thing?" Red, "Yeah, but the pictures disappear right away, so what's even the point?" Yellow, "That just seems like a means for mischief." Black, under her breath, says to herself, "I love Facebook." Sorry, these are going to be way better when somebody else actually voices them. Yellow gasps, "Oh my goodness, ladies, I almost forgot to tell you. Rachel tried to sneak out the other day." Blue, "Oh my gosh, do tell." Yellow, "With a boy." Red, "No." Blue, "Shut up." Black, "So what?" Yellow, sorry, "A senior boy." Black, "Oh no, that's not good." Red, "So wait, what did you do?" Blue, Wait. Start from the beginning. Yellow. Okay, it's kind of a long story though. Should we get going? Okay, so I apologize for this next little scene. This is where I was trying to appeal to teenagers. Black. Nope, it's gonna be a while for me. Blue. Same. Red. Go for it, girl. Last night was Taco Tuesday. Blue. Ew. TMI. Yellow. Well, okay. Giggles. And then now we're still on. Let's see. We're still on the shot of the shoes. It swipes over. Oh, I think my dogs are home. This could get loud for a second. I'll have to... Let's see. Oh. Hey, Pops! Hey, hang on a second. My dogs are here. What's up, buddies? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How's it going? How's it going? You guys want to see? I can show you on Facebook. I might be able to show you guys on... Dexter, say hi. There he goes. Okay, well, I guess I'm chopped liver. What's up, buddy? How's it going? Sorry, guys. My dogs just came home. And my wife, I think. Keely? Hi. Okay, see ya. Blue has teen kids and hangs out with her kids. You capture the women by mentioning shoes, picturing different kinds of shoes. Audio is great. Sweet. Okay, sorry, guys. I was catching up on that. Okay, so now we're into the main story after basically it cuts back. So now we've cut from the shot of the shoes of the girls in the bathroom into a similarly framed shot of Yellow's shoes, now back at home on her yoga mat doing a home session in the story. Okay, so we see the shot of her shoes and her fingers come down like she's stretching to reach her toes, and they come into the shot really slowly because she's struggling. And so she's excuse me, she starts telling the story. It was just this last Saturday. I had just started a super intense yoga session. So then we see a montage of her putting on her yoga gear, pulling up her pants a little, putting a headband on, tying her untied shoe, drinking a water bottle, setting up her iWatch, and then turns on tranquil yoga music. And then this is followed by an overly intense montage of close-up shots of her striking yoga poses with comic book style graphics overlaid into the background of the shots. This is also awkwardly broken up by long moments of how slow and silent and tranquil it actually is. Also her struggling to touch her toes, of course. So then I was trying to decide if I should juxtapose this. This is one of the questions that I have for you guys that I think that I'm going to need some questions with, or some help with. But basically, if I should do the juxtaposition with just rapid, intense cuts with just over the yoga music, or if I should go from yoga music and have like really slow cuts with the chill music, and then go into like really intense music as the cuts speed up and get crazy. So that's something we'll decide later. In a moment of broken zen, I started to get a funny feeling. This is where my behind vision, or sorry, this is where my behind sight is 20/20. Bethany, I'm assuming at this point, was at about the fifth step from the bottom of the staircase with her sneaky little face lit up green by the light of the "I'm outside" text message of the overdeveloped, dirty fingernailed, varsity jacket wearing man-child whose green Charger was already parked unbeknownst to me in my driveway. And then during that whole time, it was basically a frozen shot, a big long tracking shot where time freezes as she's explaining it. So this is specifically what we were looking at from the time we get to this scene until now. It was a straight on shot of her reaching down to touch her feet. And then as the scene plays out, we get a mom sense bar that pops up in the corner, which slowly fills until it reaches full, and then her mood shifts as the bar fills. And then time freezes, and she looks to her right, screen left, and then we begin that long unbroken shot from her face. The camera tracks to the other side of the room, around the corner, down the hall, up 1, 2, 3, 4, short pause, and then to the fifth step where we see the shoes of Bethany, who is obviously dressed cute and made up for her meeting with the older boy. And then we have little little labels that pop up as it pans up her to her face, and it says cute shoes, favorite pants, doesn't normally wear this much makeup once it gets to her face, as it's panning up her body. So then we go into the phone. The camera turns around, goes into the phone, into an otherwise low-lit stairwell, goes into the actual phone, comes out on the other side. Let's see, where we see the text has just been delivered by the boy. Pull back out of the screen to reveal the boy, man-child, waiting in his car in the driveway with some sort of overly confident, hormone-driven smirk frozen on his face. A few titles pop up additionally, like those little labels. Elevated heart rate, rosy cheeks, extremely tight pants, and dirt under fingernails. And then it says ew. Hi, Key.
Hi.
How are you? Sorry, I'm live. I want to finish this, but how are you? I love you. Hey guys, this sounds like life. Yeah, that's that's kind of the goal here. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'll continue here. So where was I? This is good. Oh yeah. So then after you see the boy, camera freezes and then zips back into the house and through the front door. Then we see Bethany sneaking down the hallway. She's tiptoeing, trying to keep her eye out for her mom to try to sneak out. She looks off screen left. We cut to that same shot of where the mom's feet were on the yoga mat. But now she's no longer there, and instead we hear a gust of wind and see yellow feathers that are just coming settled onto the ground. So I do a couple fun things like that where like you just some fun homages to like the Angry Birds. Like obviously she doesn't have feathers, but I thought it'd be fun to throw in just having feathers being left behind. Okay, so then as Bethany reaches for the doorknob, she touches it and a loud blender noise starts and startles her. And then there's the sound of the loud blender noise. We cut up to an over-the-shoulder shot of Mom down the hall behind her in the kitchen. So she says, "Bethany, where are you going?" Bethany walks back over to her and proceeds to over-explain and lie about what she's about to go do. So then her mom starts back up the blender, and Bethany's talking and over the sound of the blender, but you can barely hear her. You can just subtly hear what she's saying. But she says, Mom, the girls and I are just going to go to the mall for a few hours. We're going to do some shopping and then probably see a movie and get our nails done. I don't think we'll be back till really late, or we might just spend the night at Allie's house." And then Yellow turns off the mom turns off the blender. And then Bethany finishes talking and says, "I'll text you and let you know though, okay?" The whole time there's a little lie counter popping up in the top corner of the screen. So then there's this awkward back and forth of shots where the mom's just kind of this blank, like awkward stare. You have no clue what she's thinking. And then Bethany's like, "Did my story work? I don't know if it actually worked." So then really abruptly, the mom goes, "Okay, dear, have fun." And then goes back to blending her smoothie and just goes back to her business. And then the daughter slowly and hesitantly turns and walks out the door. Bethany is super confused but pleasantly surprised that her story worked and turns and walks out the door. And then we cut to inside the car as Bethany hops in. It's a shot inside of the car, two shots on either side of the window. So so this is the fun thing, is every single one of these stories, the bad guy is always, it's usually a boy or a guy, and they're the pigs, obviously, in Angry Birds. The pigs are the bad guys, so I thought it was fitting that all guys were pigs in this story, because that we are absolutely that. So that was a little fun thing with all that. Hey, Alexis. How's it going? And then Keely was in the background. Alexis, I don't know if you guys probably couldn't actually see her. Anyway, so gets into the car, and the guy says, "Hey, babe," notices her hair. You know I hate it when you wear your hair all tidy like that." And then Bethany, completely changing her demeanor, she says, "Haha, I know. I just wore it like this for my mom." And then she pulls a yellow bow out of her hair and roughs up her hair a little bit. And she totally bought it, by the way. "I've got all night." Says that very flirty. So the pig says this completely seriously and means it. Said it like a complete asshole. "Oh, that's better. You're so much hotter when your hair's messy." Bethany giggles and says, "Babe." She's obviously, she's a young girl. She's easily smitten by this guy who apparently is giving her attention. So he's an older guy. He's supposed to be, I think he's like maybe a freshman in college. She's maybe a junior in high school or something. So they lean in for a kiss. He revs his engine, and then they speed off, and the tires are screaming. So then as the car passes the shot from outside, it's a shot of the front window on the house. And Yellow, the mom, is standing there in the window holding a protein shake. Then it cuts into a close-up of her as she takes a sip and squints her eyes intensely. And this is kind of where the story gets real. So she then turns out of the shot really fast, and then we see, or as she's drinking the protein shake, there's a little power-up thing that says strength +5, just to like gamify this whole thing. And then so we do a fast montage of her leaving the house, grabbing the keys, setting the alarm, pushing the cookie jar back on the counter with a rack focus down to an onlooking dog with the classic disappointed dog sound. Gotta stick with the classics. And then we get, so it's her opening the car door, turning the key, goes into reverse. And these were all super fast, rapid montage shots. And then it's this really wide shot of her slowly backing out of the driveway in a little yellow smart car. Really awkward, really long, and really quiet, just to break up that fast craziness. We girls are so easily smitten. You're funny. Okay, I'm making sure that, sorry, I'm just checking in on all these, making sure I'm not missing anything you guys are saying. Sorry, I'm just talking a lot, you guys. I want to kind of just lay down this story, and then we can go over, I want to hear what you guys like and what you guys don't like after this, but, okay. So then we're back into the car, after we see the mom backing out of the driveway, back into the car, they're speeding toward wherever they're going. Bethany says, so do you have anything special planned for me, baby? And the boy slash pig says, oh, you'll see. Let's just say my parents might be out of town, and I could have the whole house to myself. I kind of messed that up, sorry. And then Bethany does an excited squeal and says, OMG, your house? I have literally been waiting weeks for this. Because most high school relationships are weeks. So then the boy says, yeah, me too. Have you showered today? And then Bethany says, that's sort of a weird question. The boy says, well, I just like it better when you're like kind of dirty. He said it, says it like a pickup line. And then, or maybe not, oh, sorry, I need to be better about labeling all this stuff. So he says that like a pickup line, or maybe not, maybe it was serious. You don't know. It's really kind of confusing because he's a really weird person, obviously. So let's see. So then Bethany says, okay, let's just get out of here. So then we cut to back to the mom. The mom pulls up to a four-way intersection and can't figure out what way he went. She's looking down every single street and then looks down the last street and sees green skid marks on the ground from the green Charger. So basically everywhere he goes, his car leaves around green skid marks, which is how she ends up finding them. And this is like a comic-y style book, so I can do whatever I want. So then she starts to follow the skid marks around town. Then we cut to Bethany and the boy arriving at his apartment, and they walk in. The boy says, so, sorry, it's kind of a mess. And basically the ground is barely visible, and there's heaps of garbage that are piled all the way from the floor to the ceiling, which now seemingly doesn't exist, or the floor, which seemingly doesn't exist. Bethany is a bit disappointed, to say the least. How long have your parents been gone? The boy says, oh, I don't know, maybe like a couple days or not. I don't know. Bethany, so you did this in a couple days? The boy says, no, it's usually like this. So then Bethany says, does your mom ever get mad? The boy says, why would she? It's not her house. Bethany, what do you mean? Boy, I have my own place, babe. I'm 18. Bethany, I thought you said your parents were out of town and that you had the house to yourself. The boy says, babe, correction. I said they might be out of town and I could have the house to myself. Bethany says, why would you say that, though, if you just have your own place? What's up? You can talk to me.
Can you do like a quick check-in about like for everyone who's come late to the video, like what you're doing and kind of just...
Yeah, I need to...
Steph got in late to the video and she doesn't know what you're talking about.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Okay, so I just realized that a lot of people could have potentially come in late to this and have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. So if there are a couple people who that applies to, I apologize. I'm halfway through a read-through of the first story that we're working on, which is like an Angry Birds spinoff. Basically, again, the first wave of stories that I'm going to tell you guys are video game characters that aren't normally human, that I turn into human and put them in real life and give them crazy, unrealistic, ridiculous stories. So this one is Angry Birds, and it's specifically the Yellowbird story. Her 17-year-old daughter snuck away with a freshman boy in college. Keely, oh my gosh, she's her mom is now pursuing her daughter, and she's gonna go save her because she knows that this guy's bad news, like every guy. Okay, cool. So, sorry, I'm gonna go back to where I just was. So I said, babe, correction. I said I might be out of town and I could have the place to myself. And Bethany says, why would you say that, though, if you just have your own place? And then the boy says, babe, you're thinking too much into things. I was just trying to get you back to my place so we could... So then he gets sidetracked and he says, oh man, I knew I left it over here somewhere. And then Bethany says, what are you looking for? She's a little confused and really frustrated now. The boy's scooting around mounds of garbage and digging through his room. Oh, it's usually around here. There we are. And then he reveals the living room sofa. Want to watch a movie or just make out or something? I don't know. So then Rachel crosses her arms and shows visual disgust and discomfort as she hesitantly walks over and joins him on the couch. So then the mom pulls up outside and she's looking around, and then she spots the green Charger in the driveway. It's a little studio heap of a house. Even from the outside, you can tell it's unkempt. We see her use her X-ray mom vision. I guess she has X-ray mom vision. I forgot I said that. To look through the walls and into the living room, where she sees that the two kids are watching TV and the boy is currently lifting up his arm over Bethany's shoulder. Mom slams the car into drive and revs the engine. Then we cut back inside and the boy says, baby, I've been thinking for a while now, and I think it's time we take this relationship to the next level. Bethany says, what do you mean? And the boy says, here, let me just show you. And then leans in to kiss her, and a hint of dust starts to puff out from behind his head. So this is going to get super weird, you guys, and I apologize, because he kind of takes a left turn here, which I'll probably need your guys' help with, and the name that I came up with for what he actually turns into is completely ridiculous and makes no sense, so we'll fix that later. So anyway, Riley's about to kiss her. There's a big crash, and Mom slams her car right through the living room wall and parks the car right in the boy's living room. And then Bethany gasps, Mom! And the boy says, hey, not cool, lady. The mom steps out of the car, strikes a really cool action pose, looks like a total badass, and then comes back to reality for a second. Look at this place. What a pigsty. And then back to her action pose again. Get your hands off my little chickadee. So again, some of the writing in this is intentionally kind of ridiculous and like supposed to be not good and just kind of fun and goofy. Anyway, so then the boy's demeanor changes a little bit more sinister, and the boy says, whoa, 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 take it easy. I'm not going to hurt her. He smiles, and his eyes start turning green. His eyes start intensely glowing green, and he hovers up off the ground, floating, and now his hands are glowing green with telekinetic energy. And then he says, but I hope she doesn't have allergies, because I can't promise my dust bunnies won't hurt her. And then out of the crevices of the couch pour hundreds of tiny, evil dust bunnies that wrap her up and pin her to the couch, and she's unable to move. Bethany screams and yells, Mom, help! Mom, shouts out her daughter's name, says, Bethany! Oh my gosh! So then the boy says, you know, it is a little messy in here. Maybe it's time to take out the trash. I love his super cheesy lines. So then he lifts his arms up, and hundreds of pieces of garbage are lifted up off the ground around him, and then he points his arms in the mom's direction and fires all thousands of pieces of garbage in her direction. The mom seemingly then begins to move so fast, dodging the flying debris, that time itself appears to be stopped. She's left standing in nearly the identical position, unscathed and ready to fight. The world then warps around her, and she runs like lightning toward the boy and lands a punch that sends him sliding and crashing through the piles of his own garbage. Yeah, you can go. He then angrily begins to cast wave-like punches made of piles of garbage at Yellow as she runs toward him, dodging all of them with ease, and lands another punch. You're so funny. Then there's a back and forth battle sequence, which I mean that would be more for the actual video, but punches are exchanged, mostly in favor of Yellow, so she's basically winning and doing well. And then with one particularly devastating blow, the pig is thrust all the way back to the back wall, hit with such force that he actually cracks like an egg. And as the cracks begin to run, a glowing green light begins to shoot out of the cracks. And then he says, you've made a huge mistake. Now you must face my true form. By breaking my outer shell, you have called upon the true power of all those that have come before me. So then he stands up, and he's cracking even more as he walks toward her. Turns away for a moment and appears to tear off a huge chunk of his face. When he turns back to her, a glowing green light and a cloud. Keely's just laughing at me. And a cloud of some sort of like dust or matter starts puffing out from the hole in his face in large volumes. You thought I fought dirty before. Well, good luck cleaning up this mess. These are so great. These are so ridiculous. I hate these lines. So then he reaches into his own chest and pulls apart his exoskeleton, and in an explosive maneuver has a big flash of light, floods the whole room, and when the dust clears, there's even more dust. A lot more. For this boy is actually the Dust Bunny Prince. So I need to rename him because the Dust Bunny Prince doesn't make sense. But he needs to be something dirty, dirt-based, so we'll figure that out together. That's kind of the next step. Anyway. So he does his little villain monologue here and says, I'm the child of every skipped spring cleaning, every itch you couldn't help but scratch, only helped to make me stronger. If you only properly knew how to use a broom, today would not be your doom. God, this is so embarrassing, you guys. I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, so then the Dust Bunny Prince, as we're calling him for now, then begins to lift off the ground, and a big swirling, swelling cloud of dust his eyes begin to glow green even more, and the green light begins to shoot out from between every floorboard on the ground and from under every piece of furniture. He says, "Come to my side and fight minions of the undercouch." So then dust bunnies start flooding out of every crack and crevice in the room and begin throwing themselves at Yellow. She tries, but each time she tries to stop the first few with lightning fast punches, but each time she makes contact, a little bit of dust residue is left stuck on her. By the time she realizes this, her movements have begun to slow significantly, and instead of continuing to fight, she decides to try and outrun the flood of minions coming from every direction. The dust bunnies continue to kamikaze themselves into her, occasionally landing a hit and gradually slowing her down. Within seconds, Yellow is reduced to the speed of an elephant stuck in quicksand. Now that the dust bunnies are pelting her left and right, coating her in dust and immobilizing her completely. The pig dust bunny kind of smoke monster thing then lets out a triumphant laugh. Ha ha ha! Now my dust bunny minions will take your little chickadee to the dust realm where she will slowly become one of us. Bethany shouts, "Mom, help! Oh my gosh!" And then the dust bunnies continue to pile up around her. Yellow takes one last very, very deep breath. My phone's about to die. I think we're fine, actually. So she takes a really big deep breath, and when she did this, everything around her paused for a second and lifted into the air as if suspended weightless for a moment. From beneath a pile of garbage arose a vacuum. This gave Yellow an idea. That's it. So being completely trapped now, she focused all of her super energy into her breathing. She began to inhale and exhale at an accelerated rate. This sent waves of energy through all of the matter in the room and disrupted the bond of the dust that the dust bunnies had on her. As their brace began to weaken and break apart, Yellow stood up and ran over to Rachel at super speed. She pulled her from the dust bunny cloud and started to run in circles around her in the middle of the room. She got running so fast that all the air in the room started being sucked into a vacuum-like singularity, and all of the dust bunnies cling to anything they could latch onto. But as the vacuum increased, the strength of the dust bunnies, the dust bunnies were sucked into the singularity and disappeared back into the dust realm. The Dust Bunny King was fighting as hard as he could to absorb any remaining dust bunnies to stay whole, but little by little, he was being torn apart and sucked in by the vacuum. As the two forces fought to oppose each other, static electricity clouds of energy began to form in between them. Tentacles of electricity shot out in all directions. Yellow was now moving so fast that she could actually outrun the lightning tentacles that were reaching out for her and could actually redirect them in streaks toward the Dust Bunny King. Then one streak hit a part of the Dust Bunny King cloud, and all of the particles of dust that then solidified into a massive dust tumor broke off and were immediately sucked into the vacuum. This was started to repeatedly happen, so the Dust Bunny King was now being berated with lightning bolts and splitting apart all over. As the final few pieces were being sucked into the vacuum, the Dust Bunny King gave out one final intelligible pig-like squeal and disappeared into the vacuum singularity. Yellow slowed back down, closing the opening to the dust realm and sealing the Dust Bunny King and all of his undercouch minions with him. With the air settled, Yellow and Rachel looked at the room that was now sparkling clean and not an ounce of dust or garbage was in there. So then the mom giggles a little, just needed a mother's touch. Bethany says, "How did you do that, Mom?" Yellow says, "Oh, honey, that's why they called your mom the Hoover back in college." Bethany then says, "What does that even mean?" Then Yellow says, "Well, anyway, let's get home, dear. You're filthy and grounded." Bethany says, "So you're really just going to leave this like that?" And then Yellow says, "Come on, dear, got to get tonight's pork roast in the oven." And then the story there is ended, goes back to the bathroom stall scene. Yellow then says, "And that was how I defeated the Dust Bunny King." Then Red says, "Wow, I didn't even know that was the thing." And then Black says, "Yep, everybody knows that." Blue says, "That story did take a bit of a right turn." And then Red says, "Yeah." Blue says, "So why did they call you Hoover in college?" Silence, and that's the end of the first story. So, anyway, so that's the entirety of what I have for that story so far. What did you guys think? For those of you who actually stuck around for the entire thing or even listened to any of that, I'm super curious what any of you thought. So that's like if that gives you any idea of what these concepts are generally going to be. Again, this one's a lot more playful and fun than some of my more serious ones. Like the Zelda one's really serious, and so is the Pac-Man one. But this one's going to be this super like comic booky Scott Pilgrim style thing. So, am I scrolling live? That's way cool. Yeah. I just have like different windows set up on here. I'm filming with the digital SLR, and then you can just set up different windows that are like, it's like a window capture, and I've just got my notes opened up, and I'm scrolling through the notes. So, Cole, oh my gosh, you're such a punk. Yeah, I saw that comment and I was like, oh wow, I'm flattered. And I thought it was you, and I'm like, okay, cool, awesome. Anyway. Are we on? Oh, sorry, I haven't been giving the Facebook the love. I'm gonna say what's up to all you guys. Hi, Facebook. How's it going? So we got Tasha, David, Stacy. Hey, Stace. Garrett, Kate. Wow, dude. Kat, Garrett. Oh, what's up, Chris? Oh my gosh, dude. Everybody. All you. Wow, there's a lot of people that have come through. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry that I apologize to anybody who came in kind of randomly in the middle and sort of missed what the story I was talking about was in the beginning. I'm going to end up uploading these. Like, I'm probably going to do like a it's cool. I'm going to upload these as like a really like spark notesy, like, what is it called? Synopsis of like, basically like a read through. At some point I want to actually, once each of these stories is actually done, I just want to do like a read through of them, like as the characters. I'll probably just like do some sort of goofy dressing up and change my voice for each one just to have fun with it. Not, just so that it's as easy to follow as humanly possible, because I know some parts of it are a little dense with information, so I apologize. Because again, I am only so far on all of these, and I just wrote down what I thought made sense, and I'm writing these from this weird, like, as if it's going to be a script / like a screenplay thing for like a short film later, so I don't really even know the correct way to actually present these things. Let's see. Go back down to the bottom here. Jonathan, what's up? Hey, if you guys on Facebook want to, you guys can head over to my YouTube channel so you can actually see the story. And this is all being live streamed on my actual YouTube channel. Right now, if you just type in Jimmy's Nerdy Journey over on YouTube, the live stream should be going on there. If you want to go over there instead, you can actually see the full screen and get a part of the full meal deal. Let's see. Okay, so I can almost smell the boyfriend's messy place. Yeah. So anyway, so that's the whole fun thing about this Angry Birds concept is it's the only thing that's really the same is well, just the general little themes, like all the bad guys are the pigs, so the boys are the pigs, and the moms are the birds, and their kids, their eggs, are always the ones who are taken from them or being harassed, or they're the reason that the mom gets into the conflict. So that's kind of the general connection. And then I always try to throw in really cheesy dialogue and wording that has to, that throws in a pig reference, or I always try to tailor the pigs around, pigs, the bad guys around pigs. So that's kind of been the fun thing to make that all work. But the main thing that I really can't stand, and that Keeley was like, yeah, you can't do it like that because makes no sense, is the Dust Bunny King. I need to figure out what to actually call that guy. Because I wanted to, he basically just is like, on the outside, all these people are totally normal, and then he turns into, this swirling mass of dust, so he's just this like ruler of this, apparently this other realm that has dust bunnies as their inhabitants, and they're all like slaves to this Dust Bunny King thing. But I don't know what to actually call them, so I just went Dust Bunny King for now. So I apologize if that was epically confusing in an Angry Birds story. 50 Shades in Angry Birds. That would be okay. We'll work on a 50 Shades of Grey Angry Birds hybrid. I feel like that could be down the pipeline somewhere. Let's see. Grime time. Well, that's got a lot of meanings. Okay. Allie! Colin! Colin heard your voice coming from my phone from the other room and yelled, Jam Jam! Oh, I miss you guys. It's so good. This is so cool to see everybody. How's everybody doing? I guess I can just talk to you guys for a little bit since I just inundated you with that story. It's probably not the way I normally want to do it. I'm hoping that any of you will stay even minorly tuned into this stuff so that I won't have to re-explain the entire story every single time and we can just kind of move forward with it. But I don't want to... but obviously just explain this as many times as humanly possible. For the first few live streams, this is going to be very like me figuring out the right way to do this. So I really need your guys' help on like what works and what doesn't. Because again, my whole goal with this is that I'm just presenting the stories that I have, and then and some of them, like I said, this one is very far along. That's why I chose it, because it was the closest to the end, and you guys get a feel for what I was kind of going for. But later on, there's literally ones that I just have like the base idea for, and we get to write and totally create from the very beginning. So, and I'll just be brainstorming, and then if you guys have ideas, you can throw them at me, and we'll just build off of that and see where these things go. But specifically on these ones where I have a much more developed story, and I'm like almost really done with this one, I want your guys' opinions on like everything, the layout of the story, the goofy dialogue that I chose. I don't know, like it was supposed to be campy and gooby, you know, like, but I don't know if that's necessarily the right way to go. But again, it was kind of like supposed to be, it's Angry Birds, so it's supposed to be kind of goofy like that. So anyway, I just want to know what you guys like and what you guys don't like, and then get your guys' opinion on specific things that I know I need help with, like naming the Dust Bunny King, because I have no idea what that, I've been thinking about it for a while now, and I still cannot figure it out. Aunt Nancy, hey, how's it going? Michael, what's your idea? Get a teleprompter and wear props. Pop, actually, family, that's pretty much just all my family right now in the live stream. If you guys are on Facebook, go on over. What's up, YouTube? Go on over to the YouTube channel if you can, because that's where the main thing's happening, and that's where I've got like the story that I'm working on and everything. Michael. Anyway, Jimmy's Nerdy Journey, YouTube, do it. Okay, cool. So, God, Cole, you have, oh, yeah, okay, no, what you actually said. Yes, so one big thing that I'm actually going to do that Cole said, so what Cole said in the live chat here for the video, you guys, is that he said it'd be kind of cool later on to have guests read specific parts, or other YouTube people or family people like my dad. That way I don't get stuck reading it all. And that's exactly what I want to do. When I do like read-throughs, I might do something like that, like use friends, family, whoever to actually help me with that and do it, and just to play those parts. But later on, so the next step of all of this is after we get a fully comprehensive story, I'm then going to, the next phase of it, just to get a very visual, tangible thing out there, is I'm going to do these like motion graphic novels where I'm going to actually animate these stories in like Adobe Premiere and After Effects, and have them be these like comic book style graphic novels that have all the shots and actually have dialogue and sounds that are going on. So it's like watching a movie with mostly still pictures, just subtle movements. But for those, I'm going to probably use friends, family, other people that I know, YouTubers, whoever, to voice those characters in the like animated versions of them. When I start my Patreon, that's going to be like one of the rewards, is you can, if you're become a certain patron level of mine, you actually get to voice one of the characters in my story for that specifically. So that'll be kind of fun, and I'm really looking forward to having other people doing it, because I don't want to be the only one doing that, because I'm obviously not, that's not exactly what I'm meant to do. So so yeah, you've pretty much hit the nail on the head there, Cole. That's exactly what I'm doing. So anybody who actually listened to the whole story, yeah, can I comment on YouTube? Yeah, Pop, if you were on YouTube, so there's like a live chat going on. You can chat in there, or you can actually leave a comment on the video. Either way works. What's up, Charles? Yeah, Nancy, I mean, at some point, I'm sure everybody's anybody in the family is going to be a character, because I need a lot of people. For now, first of all, we got to get this thing finished, but this one's pretty close. So anybody who was here for most of that reading, what do people think about the general idea, like the concept, or any weird was there anything that was just you weren't into, that you think needs to be changed, or what did you like? What are things that I should continue on with the next one? I actually, you can kind of see the next hint of the next story down there. The blue is the next one. I already started on that one, so we'll get to that one later. But what do you guys think I should do? Like, should I see one story through all the way to the end, or should I present one, create some videos about it so you guys have really concise, clear things, videos about like just different aspects of it? Or should we just do little pieces of one and then move on to another, and then just kind of lay out everything that we have and just like cherry pick what we want to work on that day. I don't really know what you guys would prefer, what would be keep people the most engaged or have the most fun with. Sometimes I'll probably just choose to randomly write on other things, but I think the best way is to generally get at least the written scripted storyline for a specific one done, and then move on to the next one. Yeah, I should probably go up to, this is definitely the very end of the story. I'll just go up to the beginning. I'm definitely probably not going to read it again, but I guess I can go through the parts that I'm personally not sure about, and I'll just like synopsis jump, to that point, so anybody who hasn't been here the whole time gets to can get a little bit caught up and know generally where we're at in the story. Sorry, I'm checking a lot of people on Facebook. This is the way to go. Let's see. Okay, Justin, what's up, buddy? Props like a wedding photo booth. Yeah, I know. So Pop, that's what I want to do. I think it'd be fun to act out the characters, but like wear, just like if it's the mom bird wearing like a yellow, shirt, just make it very clear that that's the character. Then of course I'll like do some really stupid voice for just her, and then dress up as the daughter, and then as the boy who's the pig, and everything like that. So I definitely want to do those like propped out enactments of the stories so that they're as clear as possible for people, and it's not just me talking during this random hour-long live stream. Yeah, anyway, Colin, you're on this one. Thank you guys again for all sitting here and listening to me. This is way more of you than I was hoping for, so this is cool. Thank you for being here. How's it on Facebook? I didn't do anything for the Facebook one, you guys. Yes, Colin! I didn't do anything for the Facebook thing. I just have my phone sitting against my computer, so I apologize about that. Okay, well, so let's see. That one's kind of a dumb one, but one specific line. So Facebook people, my phone actually. Well, I can maybe charge it. I don't really have that much time left, though. I've only got like 8 minutes. It'll last. Let's see. Okay, so one line here that I don't really like. It's like basically when the mom goes into first starting. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, Charles. Good to see you, man. In the beginning of the story, when the mom goes in to tell her story and she's doing her yoga session at home, she realizes, or her mom senses her tingling, the bar's filling, and then it's full. And then she says, "In a moment of broken zen, I got a funny feeling." I totally hate that line, and I've been working on it, trying to think of something to replace it with for a while. I like the next one where it says, "This is where my behind sight is 2020," because the whole goal is to make her seem just kind of like this ditzy airhead when she's really not as much of that as you'd think. She just kind of comes off that way. So if anybody has any ideas for that line, I would love your opinion. And then again, the main thing for this one is the Dust Bunny King. I don't know what else to call the Dust Bunny King. Yeah, Nancy, if you guys, you guys are on both? Nice. That's probably so weird. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Nancy, you can watch me on YouTube. So it's Jimmy's Nerdy Journey is my channel. And I've got like my story up next to me, and then just like a goofy looking like video game style heads up display thing. I don't know. It's just something funny I put together for this. So yeah, you can go to the YouTube channel and watch there if you want to instead. Because at some point, Facebook is basically I'm just using because there's way more people who I know on Facebook. I have like no followers on YouTube, obviously. So I was just doing that to get people. Tennis match is over. I can play now. Yeah. Echoing Jimmy is the best Jimmy. I love you, Colin. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to figure out, does anybody have who was a part of this from generally the beginning? Was this like confusing the way that I read it and presented it? Like I obviously, there's times where I broke from like the dialogue to explain kind of what I thought visually would be happening. And I'm sure that was super weird, but was it even clear at all? Like the flow of the story, did it all make sense and fun? I know it becomes super random when the boy randomly turns into this dust monster, but it's kind of supposed to be this random comic book cartoony style thing anyway. So I didn't think it was too much of a problem. It's kind of fun. But I just am curious if it was like, if it flowed in general or not. What's up, Ryan? Long time no see, buddy. In a moment of namaste, I suddenly felt, nah, must go. I like that. I like that way better than what I have, so I'm just going to put that. Nah, must go. Oh, that's good. That's exactly. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I absolute champion, Ken's or Riley. I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't want to assume. Well, thank you, Yuhui. Is Yuhui somebody that I know specifically? Just so I know, because I obviously I don't know anybody named Yuhui. But if you are somebody that I know, I would love to know who you actually are. Okay, so let's see. What were we? We had in a moment of namaste. I love that so much. I suddenly felt, okay, God, this is so weird to do with like trying to pay attention to this and pay attention to this and then my live chat as well. In a moment of namaste, I suddenly felt nah must go. It's so good. Cool. Okay, well, I'm gonna call that good for now. Let's see if I can change this. Bold and, oh, I don't want bold. There we go. Switching that up. Underline gone. Okay, so blah blah blah. Let's see. I got the concept, wasn't here in the beginning, didn't hear the whole story. Script for deaf people or latecomers. You can obviously hear me on Facebook. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to like. I'll probably just rehash the stories generally over and over for people who weren't in it from the beginning. But for anybody who no, just a random person. Well, that's good news. I love that. Yuhui, welcome to the stream, and I appreciate you being here. So let's see. Like video game. Yeah, I mean, it's not actually a video game, unfortunately, Yuhui. It's like based around video games. Like most of my concepts that I'll be talking about, at least for the first little while, are all totally based around video games. So it's a little bit of a different thing. So I don't know, it might be kind of fun for you to stick around and check out for a while. So in the beginning of the story, I'll just rehash this really briefly one more time. Whole story is Angry Birds in real life, their moms, their kids get into trouble, and bad guys are always boys or men, and they're the pigs, just like in Angry Birds. So this particular story is about the yellow one who has super speed, who you find out has super speed. Her daughter's like a 17-year-old high schooler who is sneaking out of the house with a freshman in college and lying to her mom about what she's actually doing. The mom is, of course, totally onto her, follows them, because the boy ends up taking her to his house, which is a total pigsty. It's disgusting. It's nothing that she was hoping for. The mom ends up finding them, and then they do battle, and you find out that not only does the mom have this super speed and powers and all this stuff, but the boy is actually this, like, dust monster, like, from another realm, and can control, like, dust bunny minions, and that's how he ends up combating the mom. And then, of course, the mom ends up winning, and there's some adult humor at the end, and it's good, and that's the end of the story. So that's in a nutshell, Charles, that's basically the flow of it. So yeah, so I'm trying to remember what I was thinking about for the boy. Is that weird, by the way? Does anybody think that going from it's just like totally normal and the boys, I always want to go kind of far-fetched and weird with it. Like in my next one, the bad guys, they're all like kind of like pigs, but they all end up having this random superpower that you wouldn't expect. It's kind of this whole world. You don't really know who has powers and who doesn't at first. Like, I guess at some point, by the third or fourth story in, we'll just assume that almost everybody has some sort of powers and it's just like a normal thing. But you don't really it's never really discussed or talked about because it just is a thing that everybody has. And those powers in these stories all interact and work with each other and work to create these random stories that go places that you'd never expect. I approve of the use of the name Allie. Yeah, yeah, I bet. So I said Allie. Okay, no, I know I used Allie. Why do I not remember where that? So it was Bethany. Did I call one of them Allie? I'm so confused. Oh yeah, and Scott Pilgrim poster back there. Scott Pilgrim and oh, Game of Thrones, of course. That's the Stark logo. Wow, I think we're really close to being done. So yeah, The Incredibles meets Angry Birds. Literally, that's exactly it, Colin. It's like, so it's Angry Birds presented as if it was Scott Pilgrim style everything. It's all going to be this comic booky, graphic novel style ridiculousness, just so over the top. Oh, look at that! If you guys are on Facebook, you can't see what just happened, but I just leveled up because we hit the hour mark, and that is typically where I'm going to have to end the streams. So I think the stream's actually delayed, so you guys are hearing me talk about this like earlier than the actual YouTube live stream is. Anyway, so I just leveled up, you guys. That's going to happen every single stream. Every hour that I stream, I gain experience over the course of that hour, which leads me to, for my account to level up. So now I am, where is it at? Level 2. So every single video that I make, I'll go up another level and gain more experience. So then in addition to that, at the end of every live stream, I need your guys' help deciding what the next video is going to be about. Specifically, like I want to work on very specific aspects of these stories. This is a little less applicable to this one since it's so far along, but for the more underdeveloped stories, you guys are going to help me. I just basically, when I level up, I get a skill point to allot, and you guys need to help me allot that skill point into what category you guys think you guys want to see for the next video. So my skill tree, if you're watching on YouTube, I forgot to write. This is still early because I threw it together last minute, but you're looking at the different possibilities we have for topics that we can talk about for the next video. We can talk about backstories of specific characters. We can talk about just do plot building, actual writing of the script. We can do voiceover work. We can do character development. We can do general conceptualization of the beginning of a story. We can do, what is that? Oh yeah, like audio and soundtracking. Oh, that just went away. Oh, I'm back. Oh, God, go back. Let me take it back. And then the last one was, animation. So the animations are going to be pretty much once I'm done writing the story. So you kind of get to choose some of those. You sort of have to choose something that's applicable. I'm going to make that more clear and better for the next time. Again, this was like the very first thing that I've ever done like this, so I apologize. It's a little early in the phase. Yeah, anyway, so let me know. I want you guys to comment on this video. If you guys can, go to YouTube. What's up, Desiree? If you guys can, if you're on YouTube, or if you're on my YouTube channel watching this video, go ahead and go into the comments and choose where you want me to allot that skill point and what you guys want me to work on in this story next. This one's, again, it's kind of up in the air with this one because I'm already so far. This will work better when I have different stories. I didn't really think that one through. I should have introduced that later. I was just so excited to do it. But just comment what you guys thought about the story and what you guys think it needs work on and what you guys would want to actually discuss and work on more in the next live stream. I'm going to have to call it quits for the night. I'm sorry for those of you who just came in super, super late. What's up from Nebraska? Hi, Bonnie. How are you? Thank you for joining us on Facebook. Unfortunately, I'm like basically at the end of this. So my goal for this, everybody who wasn't here earlier, is I'm going to do multiple nights a week, hopefully 3 to start. I'm going to do hour-long live streams, and we're just going to, I'm going to have a story picked, and then we're going to work through that story, and I'm even going to give you guys the choice to choose a new story. So that's another thing that you guys can choose in the comments. If you guys will tell me if you guys instead would just rather go into another story and try something new since this one is so far along, and I'll just choose, to show you guys when I'm doing some animating on this or something. But I would definitely love your guys' help finalizing this one, even though it's really close. And then we can move on to the next one and talk about the next ones, which almost every other one has so much more work to do. So it'll be a lot more fun and a lot more ideas can be thrown around. So, yeah, thanks, Charles. I appreciate it. But seriously, thank you, Desiree and Bonnie and everybody, Alexander, Cole, Riley, Yuhui, who is the cool random person who showed up in the stream today. I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate everybody showing up today. This was really nerve-wracking at first, but then it ended up being kind of fun. Hope that it was sort of fun for everybody else as well, too. I'll keep you guys posted on when the next one is going to be. So I'm going to end it on that. I just want to say thank you all for joining me on my nerdy journey, and I'll see you guys next time.